Hey, what's up, guys? We are back again with the best deck for Clash Royale global tournaments, grand challenges, or classic challenges. This is the deck that I played in Clash Stars, and I was actually able to win $2,000 competing with this deck recently. So if you want to play it well, all you have to do is wait until double elixir or when your opponent spams too much into you. You can counter push with the Skeleton King, go for Graveyard, remove all their answers with arrows and Fireball, specifically that Mother Witch. That's why we run Fireball. And then the Witch also adds on to the Skeletons to overwhelm your opponent to the point that they can't defend. So let's go jump straight some games and assert dominance. I upload daily videos on the channel, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss out. And a huge thank you to everyone that's using creator code SIRTAG to support the channel. All the money is invested directly back into the videos, making the channel better every single day. Hey, so jumping into this one, we're going to sauce out some love because we want to get some luck. If we give our opponent some love, maybe the game will be like Jake. We will bless you with the best matchups possible. So the Witch is going to come out the left-hand side. We see a fact of the matter that this guy's got Pekka. You have to run Pekka after we see Electro Wizard and we see the Royal Ghost. But you know what, dude? I'm about to get real spooky and scary because I know that the Inferno Dragon is going to melt your aspirations in life if you go for a Pekka. Wait, what is this? What? Is this Goblin Drill? Yo, there's no way. There's no way this is Goblin Drill, right? That would be too wild. That would be too crazy. Crazy person. So I'm going to arrow on top of all the bait cards. Maybe we can get some damage. That was wasted. That was a squandered opportunity. That was the worst amount of my elixir investment I've ever done in my life. I also totally thought that we were playing against something different here. But here we are playing against a bait deck with Inferno Tower. What is going down, Clash Royale? Hopefully not my tower. But anyway, going back to the game, guys, generally whenever you play against a bait deck, it is better for you to wait until double elixir because the Skeleton King, it's able to get a lot more value then. When more units die, you get more skeletons, and then you bombard your opponent with way more fierce pushes. So I'm going to Inferno Dragon subtly cycle that in the back and not worry about it. Inferno Dragon, you're cycled to the heavens, never to be seen again. And I want to go in for the Witch in the back. You guys already know that that is always a good play if your opponent doesn't have Fireball, they don't have Rocket or something along those lines. Oh, it's going to be a Mega Knight deck. With the Electro Wizard again, yeah, I can't really combat that for right now. I might go in for arrows to shut down the Electro Wizard and all the bats so we don't take too much damage and damage down the Mega Knight. You know what? I take that trade. That's pretty good. When I find myself in uncomfortable situations like this one, I know that I can bounce back if I play well enough, but in single elixir, you can't go for graveyards too often because you're just going to get Mega Knighted, you're going to get bats on top of the graveyard, and you're going to feel real bad and sad. So double elixir is about to hit. I can Skeleton King safely on the left-hand side, and I believe this is our time for greatness. I'm going to Skeleton Army here because I think he's going to zap it. If he doesn't, he'll be a really wild child, and there we go. We get all the King Skeletons. We can go for the Fireball. This is awesome. If I arrows, we're able to kill the Electro Wizard and the Skeleton Army. This is awesome. Look at that damage, guys. Look at the Skeleton Horde. That's what I'm talking about. Double elixir is where it's good. So you might already know that this is like not the easiest matchup in the world, right? Because we are playing against someone that's got Electro Wizard. If I overcommit once with Mega Knight, I lose. And in single elixir, if you bombard your opponent and they get too much of an advantage, you can't defend. So that's why you're seeing me not go for too many graveyards in single. But double elixir, when we get those skeletons on top of our opponent and he has to zap and use the Electro Wizard, that's where we are striving for greatness. That is where we make our mark in territory. Okay, so I'm going to hit him up with the Skeleton King on top of the Spear Goblins and on the Electro Wizard, hopefully. Maybe we can go in for arrows here to keep things alive a little bit longer. Skeleton King still is out here. Let's go. Okay, I wonder if this is going to work. There's a small chance that this works. There's a small chance it doesn't. So I don't know what's in between, but there's a small chance for everything, guys. It's Cloudy with the chance of meatballs. So I'm an Inferno Dragon here. I believe he's going to go in for bats. Or if he goes in for an Electro Wizard, we Fireball, and that's great. That's actually really, really good because we're able to kill everything with that. Now he's got bats in cycle. Want to slow roll it. I want to make this game a little bit lower and slower, and then make our mark on history with the Inferno Dragon and the most skeletons cycled in a single game. That's what we're doing out here, guys. Let's see if we can make it happen. I want to go in for Witch, and then I think that the Mega jump on the skeletons instead, which is, oh, not what happened. Definitely a figment of my imagination. But we've got a ton of stuff coming at him. So I will hit him up with the graveyard. I'll go in for a Fireball if you want to go in for more bait cards. I believe that this is what we want to do, because if we go in for a graveyard with all those skeletons spawning, he has to Electro Wizard on the other side, and then he just looks at his other tower. He's like, wait, you forget about me? And the answer is yes. I'm sorry, sir. You had to get eaten alive by spooky, spooky skeletons. All right, so jumping into this game, we're going to see what's happening. You never know what your opponent's got until they whip out their very last card. So we want them to cycle their stuff soon. I'm going to arrow on the tower. What you going to do? Go into an Inferno Dragon, go into a Witch, be my guest. That's what I'm talking about. Skeleton Army at the Ripper. We're going to make him shiver because that is a wasted 3 elixir while we get damage on the tower with our arrows. Okay, Fireball comes down. This makes me think right now. Do I want to be bombastic? Do I want to be crazy? Do I want to bombard him with every single card that I got? Yes, this is what we do out here. We're in a graveyard, and I can Fireball too. I think this is worth it. If we Fireball and push back the Witch and get some extra value with the skeletons, it seems good. Wait, we killed the Witch? Are you joking? I got so lucky there. Somehow, the skeleton gods came down and rained in the pain and suffering on the Witch. I don't even know. She got like struck by Zeus there or something. That was crazy. That was hilarious that worked out so well for me. I was just hoping to get some extra cheeky chip. I was like, yeah, that's cool. That's a vibe. Currently, we're up 400 damage. We're in a great spot. We're probably playing against a graveyard deck as well, since we see a Dark Prince, and it's maybe going to be a giant graveyard deck. If I had to guess, that is the pathway that we are embarking on. Giant graveyard, it might be. So I want a Witch in the back in the same lane that he's going to go for a giant graveyard. He'll probably drop it on the left-hand side. If he goes other lane, I'm okay with it. The skeletons should spawn in time to distract the Inferno Dragon, so you're not able to go in for arrows or zap and get onto my tower. If you Fireball and then you zap, that's a bit of a sad panda moment. Wonder if you're going to do that. Yeah, you're going to do it. So I'll Skeleton King other side. I wonder if I go in for one of these, where we go for a Skeleton Army other side. We get massive counter push in both lanes. I arrow here. I kill the Witch. And then I use the Skeleton King ability here. This is going to work. Just needs to slap the Witch, and then we get Skeleton spawning in the right-hand lane. Oh, come on. They were in the middle. So I guess we learned one thing. Well, maybe we didn't. Maybe it still gives us value. It's like, we learned one thing. It's probably not worth it to go in for an aggressive Skeleton King if he's in the middle where both towers are able to shoot him. But, you know, you live and learn. You play better every single time. If he doesn't graveyard right now, he would be out of his mind. He needs the graveyard. Fireballing is not the play. Fireballing is not the wave, dude. We're able to push everything back. You're going to lose your giant. The Dark Prince is going to get completely swarmed. And now we keep catapulting more stuff at you. He didn't think I was going to graveyard there. He didn't believe in me. Yo, Fireball gave us so much value last time. It's going to do the exact same shenanigans. If you go for a Skeleton Army, it's going to get swarmed by the arrows. Eaten alive, my dude. We are feasting on you tonight. We are eating good out here. So the Inferno Dragon gets targeted first, which is even better. The fact that the Inferno Dragon gets targeted first means that the Giant is only going to do a finite amount of damage. But Inferno Dragon at 0 HP, that thing can lose you the game. So the fact that that wasn't alive is definitely going to secure a decent defense for us. I don't want to do anything else besides going for a graveyard in the right-hand lane and then Fireball arrows, and that should win me the game. So, yeah, I'm going to go in for that right now. Fireball on top of the Witch, we'll arrows on top of all of his other shenanigans, and we'll see what we can do. I don't think the Dark Prince does enough, so, yeah, I think that we're okay. Fireball arrows should be able to put him out of his misery. If we go in for one more Fireball, that is. I guess not too soon. I guess not so soon. I'm looking at this right now. I think he'll Giant and he'll Graveyard here, and I need to be able to kill the Witch in the other lane, so this is a little bit more spooky than I wanted it to be. So I will arrow on that. But with a lot of Witch Skeletons coming down, I don't think this is going to be too bad. It could become more compromising as the game goes on later, but at this point, we are going to be able to seal his fate with a Graveyard and a Fireball and an arrow. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to Graveyard first, then I'll Fireball, and then I'll arrows. I'll be able to walk away with a win. I think he has to defend the other side too, so I'm going to use the Skeleton King ability just for the memes. We need one skeleton hit, and we do get it. GG, well played, and peace out. As you guys can see, with Fireball and arrows and Witch, it's really hard for your opponent to break through, even if they've got Giant Graveyard, which is ultimately one of the best answers on offense. Like, that thing usually breaks through because it's got the Giant for thick damage in the front, and then Graveyards immediately surround your tower. But this deck, it's still able to defend everything. Hey, so jumping into this game against the Warrior, we are truly diving deep into battle. So, guys, we're running Graveyard. It's important for us to not cycle stuff too early at the start. It's pertinent to get counter push, defend our opponent's units, and then throw out the Graveyard, the Skeleton King, the Witch, spawn skeletons, engulf the tower, and eat them like a snack. At least that's what the game plan is right now. You know what? I'm going to Skeleton King because I think that the Witch skeletons are going to die, giving us profuse value with the King soon. So that's what we're going to go for. We're going to drop the King on top. Oh, right on top of a Valkyrie, though. How many skeletons start to spawn onto the tower? Not as much as we needed. Definitely not as much as we needed. It's okay. I'm going to Skeleton Army on the other side. I know I can get away with a Goblin Cage here. And then maybe even arrow on top of everything. As soon as the Lava Hound pops, that should be ideal. So, yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Goblin Cage and I'll arrow here. We're going to be able to hit the balloon first and foremost because I think the tower starts to target that since we eliminate all of those Lava Pups pretty quickly. It's important to disregard the Lava Pups if you've got arrows. You know that they're going to be gone. So if you can just focus on the balloon and know that you have all of your cards dealing with that, then you're fine. So fact that our tower was able to focus that allowed us to defend without any worries or qualms. So in this situation, remember, he's got Valkyrie. That's one thing that is a bit, I'd say it's a bit annoying for me. I can Witch here, and then I can Inferno Dragon and hope he doesn't go for a Fireball or some shenanigans. If he's got the arrows variation with Miner, it's way better for us. Oh, wow. This is amazing. I'm going to Fireball here in case he wants to go for a Valkyrie close to the Skeleton King. He does not. Yo, I really want to use that ability. I really want to use that ability. Please, just get the ability down. No! I didn't get to use it! That was going to hold the Valkyrie in place. That would have been amazing. I guess the Valkyrie still dies, and then I can Graveyard immediately after. If the Inferno Dragon tanks, then we can consistently get Skeleton spawn from the Witch. The main thing is, if you get stuff tanking for the Witch, you are able to pop off. That's how this deck works so well. I'm going to Arrow if we are able to get some damage on the Tombstone, but it doesn't look like it. So if we're able to damage down the Tombstone, I know that everything would die to arrows there. So would have been nice, but it is what it is. He played extremely well with the defensive sequence of the Tombstone behind the tower to make sure that Skeletons were consistently spawning. But it's still a decent spot for me. Remember, last time he had no way of removing all the stuff that was clumped up. He went for Skeleton Dragons. That is not a good card counter. So, oh, he has Lightning. All right, well, I guess you do have answers to me, my dude. But the Skeleton King's going to get up close and personal on your tower right into a Valkyrie again. So Skeleton King in this particular matchup is not necessarily the best card. I think that we need to Fireball this back. I don't know if I got it down in time. Oh, that was so close. I was scared for a second, my guys. What's going on? Oh, this is amazing. We're going to shut down the rest of the Valkyrie. I go in for a Skeleton King Graveyard, and I win the game. So this is all we needed. He's going to Arrow. Or no, he's not going to Arrow. He's going to go for a Lightning, right? Are you not going to Lightning on me? What you doing, my dude? What you doing out here? You crazy person. I would love to get some Skeletons up close and personal on the tower so then I can Fireball and Arrow him. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. So I'll Fireball on top of the Skeleton Dragon and the Valkyrie at the same time. Shutting that down is sublime because, as you guys have seen time and time again, if you get Witches on the map, it's ridiculously hard for your opponent to break through. If they want to go for a Lightning, it's an overcommitment. I think he has the Lightning there, and there it is. So remember, that Lightning is not something that you can do because now you have no elixir to deal with the Skeleton King Graveyard. More Skeletons coming at you in every single direction. And we're going to Arrow on top of the 3 crown to just assert maximum dominance. As you guys can see, if you ever play against a Lava Hound deck, even if they've got Lightning, and eliminate your Witches quickly, you are still going to win. Hey, so on to the next one. What is going on? So whenever you guys have a Golden Knight deck that you're probably going to be playing against, because that's what most people are playing at upper level grand challenges or global tournaments, you want to make sure that you hold your Witch and don't cycle her too soon, because then when she spawns Skeletons, the Golden Knight bombards you and it locks onto your tower. It hits all of the Skeletons and it leapfrogs, and it doesn't feel fantastic. Okay, so Valkyrie, probably not going to be a Golden Knight deck, so we will go in for the Witch, and we'll see what's good. So usually when we see Valkyrie, it will be the Firecracker, Hog Rider, Earthquake deck, maybe sometimes with Lightning. Wow, that is not what we're playing against at all. Okay, I'm here for it, man. All Graveyard, because I know that the Skeletons are going to start to encompass the Sparky, and maybe the Sparky doesn't hit the Witch. This would be hilarious if it works out for me. Okay, so is the Mega Knight going to jump backwards? Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't Inferno Dragon too early, because then it would have given him time to build up a counter to it, because the Inferno Dragon would have went towards the tower instead. So I'm going to Goblin Cage here. I think the Sparky hits it. And I can Fireball. The Fireball will be able to kill the Wizard and kill the Sparky at the same time here. So this is good. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Give me all that damage, my dude. So every single chance that we get, now we know that this guy has got a Sparky deck. We are going to rush through with our Graveyard. When you drop your Sparky in the back, we're going to surround your Sparky, and then the Skeletons just clean up the game. That's what my strategy is going to be for this game. I wonder how well it's going to work out as we transgress later on. Yo, dude, seriously? You're going to have Witch like me? I thought I was one of a kind. I thought I was special, man. But you're here, also running a Witch. Okay? That Skeleton is going to tank for the Inferno Dragon for a transient period of time. I think we Skeleton Army up a little bit higher, so if he goes in for a spell or something, we can sublimely just beat out everything. I wonder what you do here, because this is really annoying for you. I think that the Skeleton King's going to die. I should have used the ability earlier. Yeah, I should have used the Skeleton King ability, then went for the Graveyard. Lesson learned. You play better in the next one, right? Like the next push that we get, I'm definitely going to make sure that I use the Skeleton King ability before I go in for the Graveyard. Just in that situation against the Sparky, that would have been a lot better. He has no way of resetting this, so I'm just going to Fireball here. It kills everything. And yeah, he loses his entire push. So you know what? Even if you mess up, you have a lot of different chances to be better and learn from your mistakes, and that's what we do out here. I don't play perfectly any game. I usually mess up a couple times. But we live and we learn, and we play better. So this time, I'm going to use the ability, see what we can do. I'm definitely going to follow up with the graveyard after we use the ability to distract the Sparky. And look at how we're learning from our mistakes. Doesn't that look so much more satisfying, guys, when we pull off an interaction like that? Surround the Sparky, get her all confused up in here. We cycle multiple witches on the map. With 12 seconds remaining, it looks like a dire situation for our opponent. Because if we Skeleton Army on the other side, he has to drop an answer to that, but then the Skeleton King just gets absolute value. Look at this. Look at how many skeletons I have on the map. And then we've got the graveyard coming through shortly after. This guy would have been surrounded by thousands of skeletons, and he was not coming out alive. The fact that he had to counter the Skeleton Army actually worked to our advantage. And today has been absolutely nothing but wins. Isn't that glorious? Look at that battle log. You guys only see juicy W's. Hey, so we got a game against Jay. What is going on, my dude? We're sauce out of good luck and immediately go for Skeleton Army and Friffer. Usually, if you've got a Skeleton King on the map, this is really good for you because what happens is those skeletons die, but they give you a new life with the Skeleton King to spawn more skeletons. Oh, so he's going to have a Pekka deck. Whenever we see Pekka Magic Archer, we know that there's going to be an Electro Wizard in there to reset our Inferno Dragon, so I'm very hesitant of cycling that thing early on. I'd rather go for a Goblin Cage, Inferno Dragon in the back, and build up a decent defense on our side of the map, so then the Electro Wizard doesn't reset the Inferno Dragon immediately. If I had Witch, that would have been my favorite card to cycle because you guys already know the skeletons would be able to distract, and we would be able to get an overwhelming amount of success there. Wait, do you not have what I thought you had? Yo, you're going to zap as well. You are spending so much elixir. You are a wild person. We're able to pull back everything, get a ton of skeletons on the map, and get immense counter pressure. I really like this because now he's going to have to Mega Knight, and I think that Skeleton King on our side of the map should be more than enough to deal with this. Each individual skeleton is putting in a lot of work. Oh, he does have Electro Wizard. I thought maybe he wouldn't have Electro Wizard after I saw Archer Queen. I was confused for a second, guys, but here he is. Still cycling the Electro Sauce. When we get to double or triple elixir, if this guy has Fireball instead of having Poison or Lightning, it's going to be really good for me. Lightning is still not that bad, but I would say Poison is the worst one for sure. Fireball is going to be hilarious because there's no way of stopping the onslaught of Graveyard Skeletons to come at you. So I might want to go for a Skeleton King off to the side, not drop it behind our tower because then it gets into alignment with the Magic Archer and it locks onto our tower. Super important to know that. If you don't know, now you know. Okay, I'm going to go follow up with the Inferno Dragon here. Likely we'll get immense value with the Skeleton Army on the other side. So since the Skeleton King is still alive, this is what we were talking about earlier. Look at all the King Skeletons that we're about to get. This is going to be hilarious. We melt everything. That Prince is gone. The Archer Queen, I think, gets completely enveloped by skeletons to the point that he has to go for an Electro Wizard. That's what I like to see. Every single time that we can make that happen, it is sublime. I'm going to arrow here because I think he's going to use the ability. He did not. Ah. Could have waited a split second longer. I think that would have been a bit better. I'm able to Fireball. I wonder if the Witch is going to stay alive. Well, that was a nice dream. It turned into quite a meme. I think we can go for a Goblin Cage here. The Mega Knight is not going to be able to come back towards the skeleton, so that's a lot of damage for me. Actually, I would say we're up after that. That's amazing. You guys probably thought that that wasn't possible. Also, if you want to go for a Zap on top of the Skeleton Army, we've got Witch coming on you. I don't even think he had Zap. I think he dropped Zap on defense against the Graveyard Skeleton, so that was my bad. Shouldn't have dropped the Witch, but, you know, got to be safe rather than sorry. Sometimes when I'm commentating, I slip up. I'm like, you know what? Maybe he's got Zap, and then I remember. It's really hard for me to remember things and commentate at the same time. I think that is my biggest weakness whenever I commentate games. Anyway, Skeleton King should die here. I don't think that it's worth it to use the ability into the Mega Knight because I know that the Witch is going to be a little bit better for us if I can cycle her eventually to get more skeletons on the map. Yeah, that's going to be a great play on his end, going in for the Skeleton King counter with the Archer Queen. But at the same time, if we drop our Inferno Dragon off to the side, we should be able to melt the Archer Queen, kill the rest of his spam, and then bombard him with the Graveyard, because we haven't seen a big spell to combat the Graveyard. So if this is the situation that we're in, I like it a lot. I can arrows here. Maybe even kill the... Yeah, I think we kill that. That's good. Witch locks on, Inferno Dragon heats up, Fireball comes through, and that's going to be enough damage to win the game. I believe that we got it, baby. All we need is one more Fireball, and I don't think you're going to be able to break through in that period of time. So, yeah, let's see what happens. I believe that the Mega Knight jumps, and then we Skeleton Army here, and then we go in for our Skeleton King. So that should be enough, because all I need to do is go for arrows and Fireball, and that's going to be it's going to be good. It's going to be golden for us, guys. Fireball comes down, and we go for the win. GG, my dudes. Pleasure playing against you guys. So whenever you've got Skeleton King, sometimes the games go a little bit later, but as you guys can see, you will still be able to hold your door, and you'll be able to hold your ground, even if they've got zap plus arrows, if you separate your stuff nicely. One thing I want to throw back to is when he had that massive Mega Knight plus Archer Queen push, is he wasn't able to get the Mega Knight to jump onto our tower because of the witch skeletons constantly spawning things, drawing the Mega Knight closer, not in jump range. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.